What matters most in life? Importance of silence again. How to be silent. More on how to live, knowledge and skills needed to create the life you want. Have the best experience of life possible. And yes, silence is such a vital part of it. Silence. I've already talked in 2 of my previous videos about the importance of silence, power of silence, benefits of silence, how to practice silence. Even today, I just want to show you silence, what silence looks like. And what is it that silence gives us that nothing else in this life can give us? Nothing else can fill in for the absence of silence. Because you see, in reality, silence is never absent. Silence is always here. Silence is always present. But we are not connected with it. We are cut off from it. We are cut off from the form of life that we are. Cut off. And we live in our mind, which is totally unstable. Thoughts come and go, they change all the time. We have not much influence over them whatsoever. We can try and control them and grapple with them and correct them and implant new ones, but it's changing, forever changing, forever changing. It is not stable. What we need as a form of life is stability, something that is stable, something that is unchanging, something that we can always fall back onto, connect with and just rest. Just be at peace. Just be silent. And that's what it is. That's what silence is. A stable base that we need in life and that everything else comes from. We are in this stable base and then we act and then we want to think. We come up and we think because we want to think. We choose the thoughts that we want. We pick and choose. We don't just go with the flow. We pick and choose. We create our own thoughts, but we do it when we come up from this stable base of silence. We come up to the realm of our head, to the realm of our mind, and then we do what we want. We think the thoughts we want. We create the thoughts we want. We choose the thoughts we want, and then we take action on the basis of the thoughts and that we chose. But it all comes from here. We need to be here. We need to reside here, in our base, in the silence that is always there, that is always present, the silence that is a basic form of life. And when we need to think, we come up with when the action needs to be taken, we come up from our thoughts and we do it. And everything else sort of in life that is fleeting, that comes and goes and changes and that we cannot rely on, that we cannot base ourselves in. We cannot base ourselves in our mind because it is always fleeting, it is always changing. It is very important that we grasp that this is no stability here. Stability is here. So we need to merge with the silence. Be silent. Become silent, keep silent, stay silent. Have a rest. Enjoy the peace, the balance, the harmony, the bliss. And then we need it, we rise up. And we observe our thoughts, we choose the ones that we want, we implant some new ones, and then we act on the basis of what we've chosen, the thoughts we've chosen. And if there are thoughts that obviously, look, the thoughts are generic. You know, most of the thoughts are the thoughts that come and go as a product of our mind that we're not in control of. So we observe them, we pick and choose, and we create some new ones. You know, brain is part of our physiology. It's totally generic as every other part of our body. So the thoughts that we have are much more than 90% not the thoughts that we create, that are all generic thoughts. So we need to pick and choose. We need to find the right ones. But we do all that coming from the base, the silence. The most genuine and natural state of life. Form of life that we are. and just drop all the nonsense of how important you are as a person, of how, you know, indispensable you are, of how absolutely original you are, how. It's a total delusion, complete delusion. You've been living your life, most of your life, in this complete delusion of your importance, of your significance, of your originality, of just drop all that. It's not going anywhere. It's just keeping you in your head and totally unstable and changing all the time and just being disconnected from your base, from the natural state of life, silence. So this is where we reside. So I show you in my videos, like in the previous video, how to find your true self, and I have some other videos, how to connect with your true self and how to just reside and merge with the silence. The silence that is always in you. Always. You just need to connect. And then when the need arises, you come up to the realm of your head, to the realm of your mind. You do things what you need to do with your thoughts, and you take actions that you need to take, and everything will be much more clear. There will be a certain clarity. Because you have a stable base. You see, that is all that is needed. A stable base. A place of rest and balance and peace. This is how it should really work. This is how your system that you have, that you're born into, should be used and should be maintained. All that is important, the most important thing is the base, the silence, the peace. This is where you reside, and this is where you always come up from and you go back into. And one day when your body does not exist anymore, this is all that will be left. It will still be. Will still be. The form of life that you are, the silence, the peace. It's not going anywhere. And when you reside in this silence, I've showed you a few times, I just want to show you once more. Just the simple chanting that you can perform to vibrate your cells. You vibrate the cells of your body with the 3 simple sounds that are the most natural sounds that accompany the silence very, very well. They balance your whole mind. They balance your whole system. You take the breath in. And you let it run out, and then you take the breath in again, and then you let it run out. It's 2 basic sounds, ah, ooh, and and they just come out naturally as you open your mouth wide, and you start with ah, then you close your mouth and totally close. You do not use your tongue at all, and you're vibrating your cells from the 3 different points in your body. And you're balancing your energies inside your body. It is very, very beneficial. If you could do it at least for a few minutes a day, it would do you a world of good, you know. Together with practicing silence. Start it today. Practice silence. You don't need anything to do it, just yourself. Do it for a few minutes a day, and then practice this chanting, maybe just for a minute, 2 a day, and then you prolong it as you go, and you will see how will you be naturally drawn into it, that you will do it more and more and more, and you will experience the benefits more and more. Because you see, the most beneficial things for ourselves in our life that are ones that come to us naturally, that we're naturally drawn into it. When somebody shows us something that we didn't know before, and we start practicing, and then sort of it's in balance with us, with the life within us, we're drawn into it naturally. This is it. This is it. This is what we need. This is what we will do naturally, more and more and more, and benefit from it more and more. This is from me for today. Another video on silence, power of silence, and chanting that is so beneficial in connection with silence. As always, I drop some programs that you can use, and some very, very useful names, people that have YouTube videos and channels that you can watch and benefit from them immensely. Take care. Bye-bye.